Hey guys, in this video we're going to review RRTS, Roadrunner Transportation. Um, Looking at Market Watch here, it doesn't look like there were any news this morning. Last Market Watch news was on February the 1st, other news February the 19th, and none of them look like big events. There was a press release, but it included also other stocks, and it didn't look like there was anything crazy. So let's take a look at the chart and at the levels here. So there was a breakout, you could call it here. This first breakout at around, what was it? The 9:45, 15 minutes after the bell. I This is something that I didn't see. This is something that I wouldn't have traded anyway, just because it was such a small move, right? So look at the low of this candle is 382, and the high is 394. So only a 12-cent move. Um, Even though it does form a bull flag, you could say, but it's something that I wouldn't have been interested in. Uh, but then, as the stock market does, the unexpected happens. So then you have this huge move here after these two pullback candles. Let's take a look at the levels. So the breakout point here at the high of the previous candle, 388, and the high, which happened on the second breakout candle, was 418. So right there, we're looking at a 30-cent move. Definitely something that looks interesting. Now, I want to take a look at the volume here. So volume on the first breakout candle was 101,000 shares. Now, if you take a look at the second breakout candle, it's a much smaller candle, but it has 78,000 shares of volume. So nearly 80% the volume that this big candle had, but it has a much lower range. So what that means is that there was a battle between the buyers and the sellers, and there was just a stalemate. So on the next few candles, uh, this is something that I typically don't like. So we have the first, second, and third pullback candles here. So you know if we take a look at the volume, they're less than half of the breakout uh, candle volume, which is a good thing. And it's also a good thing that their range is not that big, it's not that wide. But take a look. I mean, there's no breakout. So we have this pullback candle, then we have this one, which makes a new low, doesn't break the previous candle's high. Then we have this drop. We're still fine there. Nearly taps the 9 EMA. And then we have this green candle, and then you start thinking, okay, so maybe the second breakout is coming. It didn't make a new low. It was a very narrow candle, and then you have this next candle, even more narrow. It doesn't make a new low either. And then you have this candle right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So then you have this candle right here, and it does break the high of the previous candle. So, I guess technically we're in breakout zone here because it hit 406. It broke it by only 1 cent. I wouldn't call it a breakout, and I don't know if I would even call it a false breakout if it's only by 1 cent. But then we have the next candle, which is a green candle, but it doesn't break the previous candle high. So as you can see, we finally have this breakout. But take a look at how many candles we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pullback candles. Uh, I guess this would be a moving average retracement. I, as I mentioned in the previous video, I typically like for to see 2 or 1 to 3 or 4 pullback candles. Uh, and now I'm holding this stock for a long time, taking my attention away from other stocks that may be in play. So it ended up breaking out. Um, Breakout spot is 405. The high over here was 429. So we have a 24-cent breakout, which is definitely very interesting. From here on out, nothing interesting really happens. This you could call this another breakout. We have this big pullback, a second pullback, and then 423 spot all the way up to 428, which is not that exciting. But yes, I mean stocks will do this sometimes. This looked for a second like a picture perfect 5-minute bull flag. Um, but sometimes buyers are busy with some other stocks, and uh, they took their eyes off it, and the volume comes in much later after 5 or 6 or 7 pullback candles. So that's it for RRTS. If you like the video, please let me know, and if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you very much. Have a good one.